Welcome to the Lorrie Pearson Show, where we explore the intersection of beauty, business, and alignment. I'm your host, Lorrie Pearson. Let's begin. It's episode 6, Reclaiming Your Internal Worth. Welcome back to the Lorrie Pearson Show. I want to talk about something that I'm calling the silent command. I want you to imagine a room, a gala, a boardroom, or perhaps a high-end studio. The door is open and a beautiful woman walks in. She hasn't said a word. She isn't shouting for attention or rushing to find the familiar face. Yet, the air in the room shifts. There's an effortless elegance in her stride and a stillness in her gaze that draws every eye to her. It isn't just about her beauty. It's about her presence. You see, when you have presence, you feel grounded, intentional, and undeniable. In other words, you are unstoppable. Is that you? Or does your reality look a little bit more like this? You have the credentials, you have the talent. Your resume is a masterclass in excellence. You're doing the work, contacting all the right people, communicating with professionalism, and even showing up early. But when you hit send or you walk out of the room, all you hear is silence. It's like the feeling of crickets. You see, those emotions of frustration, disappointment, and that heavy sinking unease can make you feel completely unworthy. You know, we're often told that to get noticed or become visible, we need to work harder, post more often, out-hustle everyone else, or even shout louder. But visibility is not a knob that you turn up or down. It's an internal alignment of your identity and your way of thinking. So if you don't believe that you belong in the room, or if you don't believe that you deserve a seat at the table, you will subconsciously find ways to be overlooked, ignored, and pushed to the sidelines. So today, we're going to get clear about unworthiness and talk about the concrete steps that you can take to reclaim your worth. I want to start with a quote by Brené Brown. It goes like this: "Worthiness does not have prerequisites. You don't need to become more to be enough. You simply need to realize you already are." Love that quote. Now let's talk about your identity. I'm calling this the safety net of self-doubt. You see, as a coach for entrepreneurs and executives, I see so many brilliant individuals hiding behind a safety net of self-doubt. We tell ourselves that we're being cautious, but in reality, it's a sophisticated way of protecting ourselves from the risk of truly being seen. I have a few examples for you so that you can see how it's revealed in your daily life and business. Let's talk about fashion and style. Are you that person that hides behind your clothes? So instead of dressing for the role you want, you use your attire as a shield. I've seen so many women wearing oversized clothes to mask things like the midsection, long sleeves to hide their arms, or turtlenecks to conceal their necks. What's happening is you're trying to hide what you don't like about your body, but in the process, you're hiding your authority. You may be in charge of a team or a project, but you remain unseen because you're dressing unlike the leader you are. Are you a business owner out there who've been thinking about raising your prices, but you refuse to raise your rates because you're terrified of losing customers? So instead of scaling, you stay small and you struggle. So you are essentially subsidizing your clients' lives with your own undervaluation. Or perhaps you're the silent expert. The one that you can always find sitting back in the room. You sit quietly in the board meetings, convincing yourself that you're being humble. But in reality, what you're doing is you are depriving the people around you of the expertise that they desperately need. That very expertise from you that could make the difference between a project's success or failure. How about this? I'm calling it perpetual perfecting. You know the one. You got to keep working on everything because it's got to be perfect. So you've been working on that website, getting ready to launch that business or that new product for months, maybe years. And you keep telling yourself it's not ready. But the truth is, what you're doing is you're delaying the launch because you're afraid of failing or being judged. So you're choosing the safety of the draft over the impact of the done. You see, unworthiness is a luxury that you can no longer afford. When you stay small, you aren't just hurting your ego. You are capping your income and shrinking your impact. You cannot get booked and paid at the level that you desire if you're still negotiating with yourself about whether or not you're ready. It's just not going to happen. Let's talk about something else. I'm calling this tuning the frequency. Think about a radio. To hear a beautiful, clear piece of music or your favorite song, the receiver has to be perfectly tuned. That's the signal. But between the stations at that radio, there's a noise. It's that harsh, grating static that makes you want to turn the dial. But most of us, what we do is we treat our self-worth like we're trying to find a signal in a storm. We think the noise, which are the voices of past critics, the comparison on social media, or the fear of failure, we think that is part of the broadcast. But here's the truth. The noise isn't the broadcast. It's just the interference. Your worth is the signal. It is high fidelity. It doesn't need to be created. It just needs to be tuned into. To become visible to your clients and your peers, you have to stop trying to fix the static and start tuning up your power, the power of your own frequency. You are the music, not the noise. This next section I've called the survival of the vision. In his book, it's called Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It. Kamal Rakavant, he writes about self-love as a practice of fierce commitment. He realized that when he stopped loving himself, his life began to fall apart. For you, as a business owner or leader, this is a professional imperative. If you don't love and respect your own contribution, you're going to attract not the right people. You're going to attract freebie seekers, customers who don't respect your time or your talent, people who will make late payments, and projects that are going to drain you. Loving yourself is not a spa day or a bubble bath. It's the backbone of your brand and your life. It is the ability to look at a high-level opportunity and say, this is the correct room for me. You have to love your vision enough to protect the person who has to build it. And that person is you. I have some commandments about self-worth. I have 10 commandments of self-worth, and I want to share them with you. Number 1, I shall not audit my value based on a stranger's opinion. Number 2, I shall recognize that not ready is usually a lie told by fear. Number 3, I shall stop asking for permission to lead. My results are my permission. Number 4, I shall price my services based on the transformation that I provide, not my current level of comfort. Number 5, I shall honor my signal and tune out the noise. 6, I shall be the most vocal advocate for my own work. 7, I shall treat no as a redirection, never a rejection of my person. 8, I shall speak to myself with authority of a mentor and the kindness of the friend. 9, I shall protect my energy as the primary asset of my company. And 10, I shall show up as the person I am becoming, not the person I used to be. You are the only person who can bring your vision to life. No one else has your unique blend of creative and business DNA. Look yourself in the mirror and realize that you are that person. I want to talk about the power of one more, and I call this the final push. In his book, The Power of One More, Ed Milet, which is one of my favorite self-improvement, personal development people that I listen to often, but in his book, The Power of One More, he teaches us that we are often just one more away from getting closer to what we want in our lives. One more meeting, one more call, one more decision. Each day gets you closer to your next milestone. So when it comes to your worth, I want you to apply this. Do one more act of self-belief today than you did yesterday. When doubt creeps in, I want you to give yourself one more minute of grace. And when you're ready to quit because you don't feel enough, do one more task that moves your vision forward. Your unworthiness is trying to convince you that the finish line is miles away, but you are likely just one more intentional step from that breakthrough. Excellence is not a grand gesture. It's the compounding interest of doing one more thing while believing that you deserve the result. So in closing, my title is The Power of the Clear Signal. Visibility is a natural byproduct of a woman who has stopped apologizing for her excellence. When your internal signal is clear, the right clients find you, the right rooms open up for you, and your vision becomes your reality. You're not a secret. You're a solution. So it's time to stop hiding in the static. Thank you so much for being here today. And it's time for you to get seen, booked, and paid. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this conversation helped you find a bit more clarity, do me a favor, follow this podcast and leave a review. It's the best way to help this community grow. To see my work in makeup, styling, and photography, you can find all 3 of my websites and Instagram handles right in the show notes of this episode. Whether you're looking for artistry or style, or even branding, everything you need to connect with me is just a click away. Remember, your work and your life don't have to live in separate boxes. You're allowed to be all of it. I'm Lorrie Pearson. I'll see you in the next episode.